everyone, nice to meet you again. Today we're going to speak about the oldest method in language teaching, grammar translation method. And I'm Dina Guerrero. So let's start. So what is grammar translation method? The grammar translation method of foreign language teaching is one of the most traditional methods. It was originally used to teach dead languages and literature such as Latin and Greek, involving little or no spoken communication or listening comprehension. So, what is grammar translation method? The grammar translation method is a method of teaching foreign languages derived from the classical, sometimes called traditional, method of teaching Greek and Latin. In grammar translation classes, students learn grammatical rules and then apply those rules by translating sentences between the target language and the native language. The grammar translation method originated from the practice of teaching Latin. In the early 1500s, Latin was the most widely studied foreign language due to its prominence in government, academia, and business. After the decline of Latin, the purpose of learning it in school changed. Whereas previously students had learned Latin for the purpose of communication, it came to be learned as purely academic subject. Throughout Europe in the 18th and 19th centuries, the education system was formed primarily around a concept called faculty psychology. This theory dictated that the body and the mind were separate, and the mind consisted of three parts: the will, emotion, and intellect. It was believed that the intellect could be sharpened enough to eventually control the will and emotions. Teacher's role. Teachers are just guides because grammar translation deals with the memorization of rules, manipulation of the morphology and syntax of the foreign language. It requires few specialized skills on the part of teachers because tests of grammar rules and translation are easy to conduct and be objectively scored. The facilitator main function is that of observation rather than corrective intervention in regards to the learners. Students' role. Students are expected to memorize endless lists of grammar rules and vocabulary and produce almost perfect translations. This method means a tedious experience and often creates frustration for students. Main activities and control are stated by the student. He or she is the one who provides the cause of the learning process and the states of knowledge as well. Collaborative work is of great importance. A real cooperative behavior from the learner is required for the lesson. Characteristics of the grammar translation method. Classes are taught in the mother tongue, with little active use of the target language. Much vocabulary is taught in the form of lists of isolated words. Grammar provides the rules for putting words together, and instruction often focuses on the form and inflection of words. Reading of difficult classical text is begun early. Little attention is paid to the content of text, which are treated as exercises in grammatical analysis. Often only drills are exercises in translating disconnected sentences from the target language into the mother tongue. A little or no attention was given to pronunciation. There are two main goals in grammar translation classes. One is to develop students' reading ability to a level where they can read literature in the target language. The other is to develop students' general mental discipline. The users of foreign language wanted simply to know things of their interest in the literature of foreign languages. Therefore, this method focused on reading and writing and has developed techniques which facilitate more or less the learning of reading and writing only. As a result, speaking and listening are overlooked. This is a SWOT analysis of grammar translation method: strengths, weakness, opportunities, and traits. These are strong sides of grammar translation method. Students are able to know some grammar rules. In this method, students develop two important skills, that is, written and reading. Grammar is the main purpose of this method. Students become more familiar with the native language. The grammar translation method originated from the practice of teaching Latin. Students learn grammar by rote. To the weak sides of the grammar translation method. It is not used for the development of mental discipline. It is a method for which there is no theory. Speaking and listening are overlooked. The teachers and the students' role are traditional. The skills exercised in reading, and then only in the context of translation. Opportunities. Students may learn about the culture of the target language community. The students have opportunity to read and translate literature written in the target language. The students can translate their favorite music and they're going to feel more comfortable at the moment when they speak. Traits of grammar translation method. The ability to communicate the target language is not a goal. Teacher corrects the student's mistakes at the moment. The method, by definition, has a very limited score. So, this is grammar translation method that hasn't changed since 19th century, and it is still used in classes.